This is a review of Cold Steel's 4-inch Zyx handled Ti-Lite. What an interesting knife. It's meant to mimic the switchblades of the 1950s, the stilettos. It's made from modern materials, but I think it definitely gets that aesthetic down, the shape and the style of it. Handles are made out of Zyx, which is basically a fiberglass reinforced nylon. It's in the polymer category. It offers a fair amount of grip. It's got some nice texturing to it, and with these holes drilled into the handles, it gives you a fair amount of purchase, so a decent grip on there. Blade is a modified spear point. I don't see much utility to that, but I don't think this is designed as a utility knife anyway. 4 inches long, made out of AUS 8A steel. A little bit on the softer side, but I don't think that's an issue with this. Like I said, I don't think it's really meant for everyday carry use. It's just meant for really shoving into someone's ribs, essentially. But 4 inches long, which is a little too long to carry in this state. We can't have anything longer than 3.5 inches, so it's a little outside that. Steel liners on this, they're not milled out, so it does add a little bit of extra weight. Comes in at 3.5 ounces, not terribly heavy, but it could be lighter. Kind of hefty too. It's a thick knife, so it's not too comfortable in the pocket, simply because of how wide it is or how thick it is. The liner is quite nice though. This steel liner is folded over with some nice texturing on it, and it really gives you a nice comfortable liner to press in. Very comfortable to close. There are multiple ways to deploy the blade on this. The primary one being this quillion right here, which is designed to catch on your pocket as you're pulling it out, and it's designed to deploy the blade. So as you pull this out of your pocket, this snags on the edge and flips the blade into the open position. My favorite method of deployment is the thumb stud right here. Even though it's recessed very deeply into this Zyx handle, you just put a little bit of pressure on the top there and it snaps right open. The blade comes out like it's on rails. It's really fun, actually. Another method you could use is there's a little bit, just a very little bit of a flipper right here, which if you're good at it, you can flip that out. I can't always get it, but with a little extra, you could snap that out using that. I don't know if that's necessarily designed as a flipper or if it's just meant to balance out the design of the blade, but it does protrude a little bit on this side of the handle, and you can snag it and with a little force flip it out. It's just kind of hard to do in this confined space. But you don't even need to use any of those. You can simply snap this blade out by shaking it. It'll open with some force. So multiple ways to deploy this blade. Interesting design, but since it's not really designed for everyday carry, it usually is just a fondling knife for me. Just fun to play with, flip out and toy around with. So pocket clip, right side only, tip up, and that's meant for the quillion. So sorry lefties, you're out of luck. But yeah, it's a fun little collector's knife. I wouldn't necessarily recommend carrying it. Some people might like it for that role, but for me it's just a cool collector's knife. So for what it's worth, Cold Steel 4-inch Zyx handled Ti-Lite.